Hello, dear students. As we are dealing with the topic Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. This is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. Here, Nelson Mandela talks about his oath taking ceremony as the first black president of South Africa, his struggle that he had against the apartheid policy in South Africa, and also he remembers the leaders who sacrificed their life for the sake of the rights of the black people in South Africa. All right, so let us continue the story. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. Here, emancipation means freedom from restrictions. Okay, so here Mandela says that eventually they have achieved this right. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. He further says that they promised to liberate. Liberate means to free the people of South Africa from the bondage of poverty. Poverty means a state of being poor. Deprivation means state of not having one's rightful benefits. Suffering means the pain, gender, and other discrimination like racial discrimination, because the white skinned people discriminated the black skinned people in South Africa. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. He further says that never, never again means nobody in South Africa will suffer from such kind of discrimination that they had suffered in the past, and they will not experience the oppression means exploitation of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. He further says that now they have achieved a glorious human achievement, and now the sun shall never be set there in South Africa. Let freedom reign. Here he talks about the freedom that they have achieved. And he says that now freedom will rule over the country. God bless Africa. He further blessed the country. Now, a few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers rolled in perfect formation over the Union buildings. Now, here Nelson Mandela tells us that a few moments later means after his oath taking ceremony, they all lifted. Lifted means here raised, they looked up in awe. In awe means in surprise as a spectacular array. Spectacular array means an impressive display of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers. Troop carriers means an aircraft that transport soldiers from one place to another. Roared means they made a noise in perfect formation over the Union buildings. As children generally, when there is a ceremony which is a national ceremony, the display of the jets is uh, shown in the sky in order to pay the respect. Okay, and here these all jets, helicopters, troop carriers are showing their respect towards the new government, that is democratic government, non-racial government. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force. Here, pinpoint precision means perfection that the jets were forming in the sky, and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Nelson Mandela says that these are showing their loyalty. Loyalty means their honesty, their faithfulness towards the new government that had been formed fairly and freely. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. Further, Nelson Mandela says that the generals mean the commanders of the police, the army, they saluted him, who have worn the medals and the ribbons on their chest. Okay, and pledged their loyalty. They also promised to pay their loyalty towards the new government. I was not unmindful of the fact Not mindful of means conscious of, aware of. The fact that so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Nelson Mandela says here that the leaders, the commanders who are saluting him today, they had arrested him years before because Nelson Mandela voiced against the apartheid policy in South Africa. So, due to the order of white skinned people, they arrested Nelson Mandela and took him to the jail. As I told you, children, that Nelson Mandela remained in prison for about 30 years because he fought against the, we can say here that the cruel policy of the white people. Okay, so finally, a salon of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag. And this display of the jets followed by a trail which was left by the Impala jets in the sky forming a V shape. V stand for victory. And the smoke, the color of the smoke was red, green, blue, and gold. And it was the color of new South African flag. Okay. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems. Here for the Nelson Mandela depicts that the day symbolized for him by the playing of the two national anthems because that day two national anthems were played, were sung, and the vision of whites singing. The whites were also singing Kosi Sikeli I Africa and blacks singing Die Stem, the old national anthem of Republic. This Die Stem was the old national anthem. Okay, and this was also sung that day. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised. Despised means had a very low opinion of. Because the white people and the black people both were singing the both national anthems without any hate, without any hatred. They would soon know the words by heart. Nelson Mandela says that, like the black people, they didn't know the lyrics of the national anthem, which was of white people, while the white people they didn't know the lyrics of the national anthem, which belonged to the black people. But soon they will know the lyrics by heart because now everyone will be treated equally in South Africa. So, children, that's all for today's class. Rest we will discuss in next class. Thank you.